Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Olaoluwa from Pendical, and it's very nice to have you with us today. And we've been having a lot of questions about what life is, what the day in the life of a postgraduate dentist is. And because of this, we decided to have an interview, a conversation rather, with one of our senior colleagues in the University College Hospital, by the person of Dr. Urenna, Emenyonu. Please stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Good evening, Reyna.
Good evening, Laulu.
So how was the day?
It was okay, tiring though.
Normal also.
Yeah.
So before we get to more complex questions, we'd just like to have a brief background about you.
Okay.
Just so that we better feel who you are.
All right. So, Urenna is a dentist. She's also a volunteer. It's important. She is very much interested in public health, research work. Oh, she loves her family. She loves her sleep. She loves her sleep. She loves her food. She loves her personal time.
So it don't seem like you find a lot of these things since you started doing
Because of the way I'm saying, like, oh, those are things I miss.
You used to have.
I used to have a lot of that. Funny enough, I actually have had a lot of that this year. So that's just, I'm intentional about doing the things I love to do, creating time for them. So that is me.
So before you got to urinary dentists, what point did you decide that dentistry was no longer to do? Like what point of circumstances?
Okay. I would say that was when I was, my brother was 7 at the time. Before then, prior to that, I'd wanted to be a doctor. I remember we went on this excursion, or we had this Kano Heart Foundation thing, and I was like, oh, I want to do cardiac surgery. It sounded so cool. I did not think about the nitty-gritty of it. But then along the line, I met an oral and maxillofacial surgeon, and then my brother had this really bad caries experience. Like, I really thought I was going to lose all his teeth at the time, and now it's different. And so I felt, oh, I used to think that dentists were, I felt you could just go to school, be a doctor, and then branch out into dentistry and all that. But then someone explained to me and told me, oh, okay, you can actually go straight ahead and practice dentistry from the beginning and do a lot of things. So I said, okay, I'm going to give this dentistry thing a shot. So here we are.
And how was dental school like for you?
It was stressful.
Stressful as well.
No, definitely less stressful, I would say. Less stressful. Dental school was mostly stressful, not because of the workload precisely, but because there were other things that needed to be done. So it's either you want to focus and just be strictly a dental student and ignore every other seemingly important thing you have to do, or you decide to, brave about it and do more than one thing and deal with the consequences either ways. So that was why dental school was stressful for me, because our environment was different to the medical side. If you know what I mean. I'm sure you met a couple of things about how dental school runs and all. So there was that tension there. So there's that.
So what were some of these seemingly more important things that you had to do back then?
Okay. Now that I think about it, I don't even know. I feel I was involved in a lot of things as a student.
Like, what would you say in the top 3 years as a way about study?
Okay, there was this GCH Symphonia, there was UADS, and then I was beginning to start a research work with one of my consultants. So we were doing the groundwork for that at that point, my final exams, that period. We were starting the groundwork for that. So that was primarily it for me at that time.
And what roles or what positions did you eventually hold in UADS? Or what organizations UADS?
Okay, UADS started as a class senator, and then I moved on to become a treasurer. Then vice president, then eventually president of the association.
Well, still doing research with senior colleagues in dentistry.
Yeah.
That seems very amazing.
Mhm.
So, okay, not amazing then, but it seems very amazing hindsight. So, how are you not able to handle that switch between as a dental student, or juxtaposing that with my normal day-to-day life as a said, I know that worst case scenario, school starts by 8, most times it's closed by 4, or the first hour of the school by 4, and the due time go on call. But we know that the life at the house officer is pretty much more stressful. So how are you able to handle that switch?
Okay, first of all, after finishing school, I made the decision to myself that okay, you're no longer a student. So first things first is that you should understand that nobody can bully you or tell you what to do. That was
famous or infamous.
That was my decision. I said I'm no longer a student. You don't have to mark my papers. I know I'm not going to meet you in Viva. So what I'm going to do is my work. I do what I'm paid to do, and I do it to the best of my ability. Now, if you have any issues with how I do my work, you can bring up issues to me with how I do my work. That's not a problem. I can take correction. But now, if you have any personal issues with me, now that's entirely up to you, because I'm doing my work, and I believe I'm doing it well. Any other personal issues, probably have to go and check yourself. So that was the mindset I came into doing house job in here in UCH. Like, you know most of your consultants, they taught you, but then I had to tell myself that, see, girl, you're no longer a student. You need to understand that you cannot keep on shrinking away from certain things. Maybe when this comes from here, you run to the side, just come run away. Doesn't really make sense. So I figured I wasn't going to do any of that. I was just going to do my work, and I was just going to do it well. And whatever happens, I deal with it. But I know that if anything happens, it will not be because Reyna did not do her work well. So that was the beginning. That was how I decided to start house job, and that's what I took into doing my house job. And so far, it has worked great so far.
So before we move to the next set of questions, I have a somewhat personal question, and it's key into the conversations. You're a president or a past president of Pendical Association of Dental Students, and would you say you had any issues, or even before you became president, all through your process as a leader, do you think you had any issues with both the people you were leading and senior authorities like that, so yourself for you or you know like that?
Not issues. Okay, there were issues, but then depending on how you want to look at it, some people or some of our senior colleagues might feel that you being in certain positions, student politics, some people don't see the importance of student politics. They feel it's very unessential. They feel it is unnecessary. They feel it's a waste of time, basically. So I remember that time I used to get picked on in class a lot. Like, there's one of my consultants that he doesn't call me by my name, he calls me Madam President, and he says it with Madam President. So tell me about this thing and all that. And so I had to, there's various times I would not be able to read, and I have to come to class, and I would be really tired. I would just want to sleep, maybe after one long meeting the night before, and I would be like, I wish I could have this class. But I know that if I fail, they will notice that somebody's in this class. So I have to gather myself and go. So there are people that just felt for the fact that you were in student politics, you're probably not serious with your academics. Hence, you should be picked on at every class, at every clinic, at every ward round. So those were the issues, so to say. So you needed to present yourself that as, okay, I still read my books, I'm still a student, and I don't want you to feel that I am this and that. And then the woman aspect, some people would think, I don't know why, there is this, this old female privilege that's, oh, how did you forget these funds? You went to this office, so you traveled to Lagos to see this man. What did what did you see that man for? And you're wondering that this man already saying this thing. Like, what's up now? But you gotta be quiet and be smiling now. No man. It was something you had to learn, because I won't say I'm a sucker. I don't know how to do that. So it took a lot of energy to look at people and keep a straight face and not show my disgust at certain statements. So anyway, those were the issues, but eventually panned out well. At least most of us are friends now, so I hope.
So just before we move on, just like to know that you know the essential and you're sitting here. So what's the day in the life of the dental households are like in West College Hospital?
Okay. It is, well, wake up, go to work. Compared to, let me say, it depends on where you are at the time, your unit. And it is, will I say it is easier for most of us that finished here. Because most of the field house officers we had from other schools complained. I remember one of these house, he left here, he left already, he came from Uniport. And he was always, I could see that it was difficult for him because he couldn't get, first of all, there was the accommodation thing and trying to know how things work with our consultant here and all that. And anyway, so then let me use the difference. Let me start with the difficult postings, so to say. If you're in surgery, you probably would have come back pretty late and you have to come back by 8 a.m. Now, they say work starts by 8 a.m. Bear in mind that you're getting there by 8 a.m. doesn't mean you're going to meet anybody. You can get there and some of the DSTs are not around, some of the nurses are not around. The dental surgery, or DSs, dental surgery assistants, that's what we call the nurses over there. They might not be around. So, but then, one funny thing is that the day you decide that, I've been coming 8 o'clock every day, let me just come by 8:30 today. That day is when your consultant will come by 7:55. And stay you in the face. What time is the resumption period for house officers? 8 a.m. What do you say 8 a.m.? Then why are you not here by 8? So then that's it though. You have to resume early. And then we have a lot of patients in UCH Dental Center. So there's usually a lot of patients to see. And there is no break per se. Yeah, there's no break. So you just get to see patients, depending on where you are, see a lot of patients. And then you're a house officer now, so you do the procedures hands-on. So at the end of the day, you are beat. You're really tired. You are, you've done so much work and just want to go back and sleep. Now it's good if you're not on call, have time to go and sleep. If you're on call, you can go straight from work to the ward or to A&E, depending on how busy it is and all that. So I think that's practically an average day with the life of a dental house officer.
And now, personally, I know that you are gradually going through your period at the house. Now, how would you say it has been for you?
It's been interesting. I would say I enjoyed my house job. Yeah, I would personally say I enjoyed my house job. I enjoyed the time I got away from, will I say away from home? I enjoyed the time I got this 1 year. I worked with really nice people. I learned from them. No, you see people differently. Maybe when you're not a student and you remove yourself from that environment and you see yourself as a doctor. Yes, it's a different relationship, so to say. Although there's people that will still look at you with that student's eye, but there's a different relationship. So I would say I've learned a lot. I enjoyed the company of some people better now that I can understand them from a different angle. And I met new people because this year recently employed a lot of new registrars, and there are a lot of new supernumerary registrars from other centers that come to train here. So they've been really fun to work with, and the other house officers too. I met them. So personally, some people will not agree. Some people will see this and be like, Urenna, okay, but truth be told, I feel I've actually had a good time so far.
So moving to our next segment, what part will you say are available to be from the little experience you've garnered so far? What parts will you say are available for dental students post graduation? Just nothing too deep or detailed, just a brief synopsis.
Okay, so you can decide to go into residency training. There's always that. You can decide to work as a dental officer, then move up to a senior dental officer at a federal medical center. Most people do that first of all, if you are in it to get more. I think a senior dental officer at some FMCs can get as high as a consultant at some point. a senior dental officer can, depending on your level, you can earn as high as a consultant without being a consultant.
Wow. And like how much would that cost? Would that be? And how much time would it take generally?
I won't sit here and tell you how much my consultants are earning. I'm not going to do that. But then the salaries are the same, kind of at par. A senior dental officer is just like a senior medical officer at A&E. We have senior medical officers at A&E that are in charge of, but those ones do not go through residency training. So maybe after like 3 years or so, you earn as much as that. That is a part for people that don't want to do residency training. People want to do residency training, to be a consultant eventually. So that's another part. And then some people totally leave. You can totally decide to step out of dentistry if you want to, and maybe go academic, go for a master's, go for a PhD, wherever it is you want to specialize in. You can also be a doctor if you like. Reach for the sky, aspire to perspire, and all that. So you can do that.
So what part are you considering taking, and what? I know you will not disclose your hopes in Nigeria. What part are you considering taking, and would you say you really started taking active steps towards
Yes. I have certain interests. I have always liked public health, and I've liked the idea of volunteering, and I've worked with some organizations this past few months that have opened my eyes to a different perspective on how to view global health and all those aspects. And I really want something that will be fulfilling to me. So I want to do something where I feel I have achieved something or helped a particular set of people. And working in UCH has opened my eyes to the deficiencies of the health system in the country, and it's very sad. So, in as much as I want to experience what working in a functioning health system feels like, I also want to get that knowledge and bring it back. So, maybe a master's, that's an option for me, perhaps. Maybe work with an NGO very well. That's also an option for me. Maybe just totally run and get rich. Yes, so that's an option as well for me.
So moving to more personal conversations now. What would you say your hobbies are? What do you do? Since you said you were so intentional about your hobbies when you started.
Oh, my hobbies. I like to sleep. I never realized how much I liked sleep until I started house job. Sleep is so essential. Before I do anything, I think about it. I ask myself this question, Reyna, would you rather do this or would you rather sleep? That's a very important question I ask myself. If someone tells me, oh, hello, we have this hangout, first question, who are you to me that would make me leave my bed for you? So I don't know, I feel like just saying this to people out there, anytime I leave my room, like most of the time I'm so as someone said he did not even know I was his neighbor until the 6 months of house job. And I'm like, yeah, if you don't meet me in the hospital, you ain't gonna jam me nowhere, man, because I'm sleeping. Yes, so sleeping for me. And I discovered I really like cooking and eating my own food these past few days. Yeah, I cook. I ensure I have breakfast every morning. I don't know how that works, but I must have breakfast every day because might as well just ship me home once I get to work if I don't eat. So I ensure I have breakfast. I try to eat 3 times a day.
You don't see like a conventional house.
Except this past month too, that they refused to pay us. But before then, no, I eat 3 times a day. I mean, when someone stayed with me for a while and she said she doesn't understand, I said, I have to eat.
You simply can't pack up like that.
No. Even if it's 1 indomie, I'm going to boil and maybe 1 boiled egg. But if it's 2 slices of bread with mayonnaise, then maybe a cup of tea. I must eat. I must say, okay, I'm eating something this morning before going to work. So those are. So I'm sleeping, eating. Oh, and then probably the most important one, hanging out with my friends whenever I can. Whatever time I have to hang out with my friends. If any of them comes around, I must make time for them. to see them and hang out, because that is my outlet. I mean, they are very vital support system of mine. So any opportunity I have also to go home and stay with and see my family, even if it's for 2 days, I go, I see them, and come back. Just so those are. I don't know if that counts as hobbies. Did I ever answer that question?
What you do in your free time? I guess that
so those are.
counts a bit.
Oh yeah, and then when I'm alone, I watch a lot of movies. A lot. I mean, Netflix should give me an award because I've seen almost all the series on there and all as many movies as I can. So.
You only read that thing.
I finished it.
You didn't read that thing already.
I watched. I read the book, so I was really excited when I saw it. Oh my god! Like, I was really pleased.
Isn't that guy?
It's fine now. Do you want to say it's not fine?
I don't know, Amika. I don't know if I'm
sorry.
permission to give
He's a fine man. Okay, we don't lie.
So, now delving into more intimate question. What would you say love has been like for you in medical school?
My love life.
Yeah, dental school, and I know it's really important to some people. You know,
Sure.
you said, the way families are outlet, it's your partner is really an important outlet for some other people. So finding love has been like dental school and as a dental officer.
Okay, is this to me or in general? Okay, I was in a pretty great relationship in school as a student. It was pretty great, but then it ended. So I will slap you. It ended anyway. So anyway, that's by the way. But then I'm a proponent of really healthy relationships. I mean, if you are in a relationship, and I love love. I love seeing love stories. I'm my friends' cheerleaders. Like whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh my god, yes, I found love, girl. You go. So I'm always not I go. not yet. I go. And then again, there's the fact that I like to keep my relationship very personal. I don't know. I have this personal, private thing. You probably most likely not see me putting up pictures and stuff because
engagement post. I said yes.
You most likely not see that from me. So that's because I like to enjoy the moment. So I'm saying I really like relationships, and I feel the very best relationships will not distract you or push you away from your set path. As a matter of fact, they will support you and push you towards what you tend to achieve. So those are the very best. Those are the very best relationships.
Dr. Reyna 2020.
So that's just like anybody. Medical school relationships. People that say you focus on your books. If something is distracting you from focusing on what you want to achieve, then it's not doing you any good, and you should probably leave it. If it's doing you some good, you should stay. People need support. You need to have people beside you. You cannot run this race alone, actually. So helps.
So shameless plugging, we have 2 articles on love and lockdown and breakups and lockdown, because as far as I know, it's like everybody that had a relationship before the lockdown started, almost everybody has ended. So we want to know I think you should read the article and just let us know what you feel about these 2 settings that we mentioned. So last question for the day. What advice would you have for dental students? I mean, it's not a really, to the best of my knowledge, that I might be biased, it's not really spoken about field per se, despite the fact that it's an entire professional course. So what advice do you have generally for dental students?
Do what you can. No, seriously, do what you can. A lot of people feel they are under some kind of pressure, right? It's like, okay, because when you leave school, then maybe when you're applying for certain things, scholarships, and perhaps maybe you felt, okay, I wanted to focus so much on my books in school, and then you focused and you passed all your exams, you didn't have any receipts or anything, but then you figure, oh, I also was not the best student, I also did not have any distinctions, I also did not do that, I didn't even have extracurricular activities. I'm just going to say, some people try to put their hands into everything. If you can't manage everything, drop it. Do what you can. And if you have a mindset of what you want to do already, great. If you don't have a mindset of what you want to do, no pressure. That's the truth. In truth, no pressure. Because everybody's running their own race. So if you try to pressure yourself into doing things that are out of character for you, the only person who would suffer for it eventually is you. So, as a dental student, I would just say every dental student out there, do what you can. And do whatever you can to the best of your ability. No pressure.
Thank you very much. So guys, thank you for staying with us so far. Again, shameless plug, please like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We've had an amazing year so far in Pendical. We don't know when you're watching this, but please visit our website. We really have some pretty amazing stuff. Our website and our social media pages. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy house officer schedule to speak with us today. Thank you so much, Reyna.
You're welcome.
Thank you again for staying with us. It will be